Welcome to Complinet Global Newscasts. News featured is taken from Complinet Complete, our news, analysis and tracking service, and your comprehensive view of the regulatory landscape. The recently enacted Dodd-Frank Act contains a new and expanded whistleblower provision that will have a significant impact on companies operating internationally. The provision will change the manner in which companies react to potential violations of the federal securities laws, including the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. While reaction to the provision has focused on the potential increase in FCPA-related allegations and the greater incentive for employees to raise issues for the first time by reporting to the SEC instead of raising issues internally, the provision has the potential to have a far more dramatic impact on the manner in which companies interact with witnesses in the course of internal investigations and how they make decisions regarding disclosure. Companies that are not prepared, both with respect to compliance infrastructure and culture, may find themselves subject to an increasing number of SEC inquiries and strained compliance resources. The FSA has published discussion paper 10.4 setting out a fundamental review of the prudential regime for trading activities. DP 10.4 follows up the Turner Review with a detailed discussion of the issues that the FSA thinks should form part of the fundamental prudential review being developed internationally by the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision. The FSA has set out 15 key recommendations for changes to the approach to regulating trading activities, as well as 4 worked examples or paradigms that cover the concept, practical issues and impact of each scenario. We spoke to Complinet's Regulatory Affairs Editor, Susanna Hammond, about the discussion paper.
Discussion paper 10.4 has an awful lot in it and people will need to read it very carefully indeed. There is a huge amount of technical information about the valuation and proposed changes to the valuation of trading books, but compliance officers are likely to be particularly interested in the thoughts the FSA has said around the controls around trading books. Now, the FSA has said in a statement that many compliance officers will find familiar that the independent controls on trading books are more difficult to enforce when the culture of that trading is to elude and evade those controls. Now, the FSA's solution to this is to place much more responsibility on the senior managers of the front office and take that responsibility potentially away from the compliance officers.
The Qatar Financial Centre Regulatory Authority has initiated an oversight programme to evaluate compliance with the centre's new AML regime. Depending on a firm's risk profile, the regulatory authority could conduct consultation visits, on-site reviews, desk reviews and seek ad hoc compliance reports. Stephen Evans, the QFCRA's head of AML, said that QFC firms will be required to submit documentary evidence demonstrating their implementation of the AML and Combating Terrorist Financing Rules 2010. The QFCRA will ask firms to demonstrate that they have implemented the new AML framework. This will include documentary evidence of a firm's underlying AML CFT programme, policies and procedures, as well as internal reviews and senior management reports. Additionally, we will be looking for evidence that demonstrates that these systems are effective in practice, Evans said. And finally, in view of the stressed state of the Japanese economy, the country's financial regulator has announced that it is to focus on financial institutions' lending practices and risk management over the next year. In a recently released document highlighting its basic policy for financial inspections in 2010, the Financial Services Agency said financial institutions were expected to function as a backup supporter of the economy and therefore had to ensure they had taken appropriate risk management measures. The FSA said the basic objective of its inspections would focus on whether firms had developed procedures and arrangements to play a role in the smooth and appropriate financing to borrowers by providing high-quality financial products and services to customers. Although the Japanese economy has been steadily recovering, it was still in a severe situation, the FSA said. To read about these or any other stories from Complinet in more depth, please log into complinet.com or contact us if you would like a free trial. Join us next week for another newscast from the Complinet Global News team.